shut him down radio. What is it looking like?
I'm chilling, my G. What's up, Cass? How you doing, family?
Man, I'm straight like 6 o'clock. I can't complain. Everything.
That's what I'm talking about, my G. Now, yo, Cass, man, you got a real extensive history with rap music. You know what I mean? Definitely, you got the bars, you got the songs, you got the history. Now, what are you presently working on right now?
Working on a project called Bars and Beats.
Okay. And what producers do you have on it?
Nah, I call it Bars and Beats because I'm doing 100% of the writing and 100% of the production. So it's just all me.
Damn. That's what I'm talking about, my G. Now, with the bars, you always stay with the bars. How you feel about the game now? You know what I'm saying? Like, people watering down their bars, or is it getting better in your opinion?
It depends on who you're talking about. I mean, some of the dudes that started hip hop when they put the first record out is still alive. So those dudes still doing it. And from the time periods like, you know what I mean, the 90s, early 2000s, them dudes that was doing it back then is still alive. They still creating and still got potential to do the same type of music. It's all about what the machine is pushing at the time. This is a business. So people got to understand that the people that they hear is not the best people in the world at the time. It's just whoever the company that's working at the time decide to promote, decide to deal with. You know what I mean? So,
right.
It's like that's pretty much what it is, man. I can't say. It just depends on who you're talking about, whether it's getting better or worse. But I feel like hip hop is growing. More people is interested in hip hop than ever before. It's like one time we thought it was going to be a fad. Now it's the biggest music period. So it's definitely in a different place. It's growing. It's evolving. It's changing. So I definitely think it's in a better place. You know what I mean? And the game constantly 360, depending on how hard people going lyrically, determine what type of time we in the world. But it's not going to constantly stay the way it is now. It's going to come a time when people going to be more determined to have more lyrics and better bars, and more opportunities going to come to those type of people soon. So it's not going to always be the same.
Now, Cass, let me ask you this question. Years ago, there used to be so many different genres in rap. When do you think the decline happened, as far as in the rap game, in your opinion?
You said it used to be so many genres, what?
I said it used to be so many different genres in rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now it's just like so different now. You get what I'm saying? So why do you think it changed? Yeah, I'm just talking in general. You know what I mean? Like back in the days, you had different genres. You know what I mean? You had your spitters. You had your party music, this and that. But to me, it's so saturated nowadays with the same sounds. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well,
so in my opinion, it really changed.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's still the same amount of creators, if not more. The same amount of niggas with different sounds. It's just all about what the machine's willing to push. And they not really a part of the culture. Just because you might own a record label and you got artists come to you, don't mean you necessarily a part of the culture. I'm talking about actually creating and knowing what's wavy and knowing what's going on. Only thing you could go by is history and paperwork. So when them people doing business, they want to follow up with what worked before. That's how business.
Exactly.
That's why you constantly see commercials being the same. All of these companies keep following the same formula over and over again and try to milk it to the cow dry.
For what it is, real talk, my G.
So
but what's crazy is, we was raised on albums. You get what I'm saying? You could listen to it from the beginning to the end. Now it's just all about singles. You get what I'm saying? So do you think
that happened because that happened because once the technology starts stepping up, record sales start declining, so it wasn't as much money into it. The internet and a lot of this technology started stealing the music money. So
Right.
they had to figure out how to get a piece of that.
Facts.
So that's why the
Real
game.
talk.
That's why the game started changing. It's not the same as when albums were selling, when they was like investing in the artist. When you had um like artist development, when you had A&Rs, and they was investing a lot of money in videos. Like times is changing, and a lot of these record labels were swindling a lot of that money. A lot of these CEOs wasn't spending the money on what they were supposed to spend it on. So, and I mean, now they not cutting the same checks. They not willing to take the same risk. So now they not trying to develop an artist. They want a record that's already,
Developed
got some
already. That
type of
got a movement
potential.
and a push. Right.
Not necessarily a push, because they the ones that push it, but they want they want to,
With a
like, you know what
buzz.
I'm saying? They like these one hit wonders, these dudes that they don't got to dedicate that much time and attention to. So, like, you
Real
know what I'm
talk.
saying? If it win, we win real quick. If it don't, we just move to the next one. And it's like that's the
Right.
mentality they got. I can't blame them though. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you like in the position they in, that's the way you gonna be able to survive and maintain. So I don't blame them. I just want people to
Yeah,
understand
I
where
don't
they
knock
was
the
off.
hustle.
And it's not
Yeah, I don't knock.
necessarily the creators or people weak now. It's not like people can't rap no more. It's all about what they pushing and what they making popular. And a lot of these dudes is
Right.
not leaders. They followers. They just follow what's the trend and what's popping at the time. So a lot of people think what's popping at the time is whatever they hear on the radio, whatever they see on TV, and whatever they think winning. Majority of
Exactly.
people gonna try to follow the same thing. When rap
But we don't
started,
do
it was
that.
the opposite of
Yeah.
that. It was the opposite of following pop culture. It was the opposite of following what everybody else was doing. It's like we going against the grain. We different. We not like y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? We disagree. That's what hip hop started on. But now, because it's a business, they intertwining it with pop and making it something that it originally wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And people is getting it mixed up. People think the culture is the same thing as the business. People think the
That's
decisions that
real.
they make as a record label is the same thing that a underground crazy movement in the streets is thinking. This is like two separate things. They're not the same.
Yeah, two separate entities. I agree. Because I mean, I feel like this an artist, they should have a brand, and also we should be running our own record labels. We got so many different entities in rap music. You get what I'm saying? That I
I
think a lot of the yeah,
I agree with you. It's definitely
yeah,
about
like
ownership, and we should be definitely owning our own music, our own situation. But you gotta learn from experience. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't get in position automatically. So I think more artists is learning. You see more more creators is in higher positions than they was, you know what I mean,
right.
back in the day, and getting compensated more. So if you was to learn
Mhm.
another type of business other than just the music business, like if we learn what to do with the money that we get and how to flip it, and we'd be a
Real
way better
talk.
position,
And
and we could
invested.
start having some ownership. You know what I mean? But you gotta
Right.
learn. You gotta learn. You gotta do your research and learn from history. The same way we had to study the people that came before us, study the civil rights movement, and study the people that came before us and
Yeah,
how they
real
was
talk,
fighting
our
and putting
history.
things together to know how to move like after them. Like, you know what I mean? The next
Correct.
generation got to do the same thing, do their research so they could be able to understand the game, understand where, you know what I'm saying, the generation before them fell short or what they couldn't accomplish so that they can accomplish more and just take it to the next level.
Right. Now, Cass, what's crazy about it is, it's like you known for lyrics and you known for battling. Now, that's a true MC to me. You get what I'm saying? You put it all on the line, show and prove, battle tested. Now, how do you feel about these artists that never want to be battle tested? How do you feel about them?
Some people do this music because they love it as even like a hobby, even if it wasn't a business and they couldn't make no money, they would still do it. And some dudes
Right.
only do it because they see it as a business and see ways to make money. They grew up seeing rappers with chains and cars and, you know what I mean, popping chicks and all that, and they wanted that lifestyle and they thought rapping could get that for them. So that's the only reason why they fell in love with rap. Not for the science, not for the culture, but just seeing it as an easy way to eat.
Not for the love of
So
rap. Right.
Everybody not the same, and everybody don't do it for the same reasons, and that's why you get different type of product, different results when people work, and different intentions when people release music. Some people care about the art and the culture, and some people don't give a fuck about the culture as long as they can make a dollar.
Real
You know
talk.
what I'm saying? So it's
Real
like it
talk.
depends on what type of artist you're talking about.
Right. Now, yo, Cass, we're gonna get into one of your tracks right here. This is Barry Time. Now, can you talk about how you came up with the concept and who's on the beat?
Yeah, this is a track produced by me. And I'm talking about this Barry time because 2020 is the time that I'm gonna see things clear, focus up, come with a lot more music, drop a lot more projects, and a lot of light and attention gonna be back on me. So that's why I felt the need to do a track called this Barry time. And bars is
All right,
back,
let's.
so that's what I'm representing right now.
That's what I'm talking about. It's all about the bars, and we don't play that kiwi juice, man. We rocking out with Cassidy, man. Let's get it. Shut 'em down, radio. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Rap took.
Yo, that was fire right there, man. Real talk.
I appreciate it, boy.
You already know.
And that's
Now,
100%, man. No sample, no ghostwriters, no ghost producers, nobody. I just locked in the room by myself and did 100% of that.
right. Yo, Cass, I can't really hear you, fam. Like,
You hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now. All right. Now, what you were saying, repeat what you just said, my G.
Nah, I was saying I produced 100% of that and wrote 100% of that. No ghost writers, no ghost producers, no help, no assistants, no team. I just locked in the room and put 100% of that together myself. And that's real hip
Yeah,
hop. That's what I feel you're
yeah,
supposed to be
yeah, that
doing.
was fire right there. Now, what's your weapon of choice as far as using like making beats and stuff like that?
I don't got one. I use anything.
Oh, okay, that's real.
Yeah, like I'm a musician, man. I'm gonna be able to fuck with anything. I don't need no real tutor. All I need to do is just fuck around with it, play around with it, and I'll be able to work with anything.
Right.
Same way like with
Now,
lyrics, people be having their style like, yo, do you write? Do you use a book? Do you use your phone? Do you just do it off the
yeah,
top of the head like they say Big and them used to do? Do you do it like this? Like I done did all the above. Like I could do any one I feel like. And I
right,
mean, I could play you records and you wouldn't be able to tell which method I decided to use. It just depends on what I feel like doing at the time, but I could do it all.
right. Now, what I think that's dope, you always come up with concepts. I think the game is missing that. You get what I'm saying? Concepts, stories, or kind of different, like rap formats. You get what I'm saying? You give them
Hmm.
32 bars, 100 bars, 200 bars. You get what I'm saying? Like, now let me ask you a
That's the
question. You know
science.
how I used to, right? That's the science to it, right? Well, peep game. Now
Yeah,
it's
you
only
know
like eight bars.
the first hip hop song that was ever pushed. You know, a hip. You know what I mean? A hip
Hip,
to the
yeah,
hip, the
right,
hip hip. Yeah, that song was what 10, 10, 12 minutes long. It's like they ain't had no structure. They ain't go 8 bars chorus, 8 bars chorus, or 16 chorus, 16 chorus. Like that was a little structure that they came up with after they started investing money into it and wanted to get radio space because radio space was
right,
more expensive like the time. So depending on how long the song was, it determined how much of the radio space you would clog up. So if you had a 10 or 12
mm,
minute
okay,
song, that's 10 to 12 minutes of space on the radio that the song would take up. But if you had a
right,
1 minute and 30-second song or a 2 minute song, in that 12-minute time, that means you could get the same song played 6 different times or 7 different times. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yo,
it'd
and
be
I
more
think that shit is
spins, more
corny, man.
play. And that's how the game goes. So they'll start encouraging people to, nah, only make it 16 chorus. And then it went down to 12 chorus. And then it went down to 8 chorus. Now, certain on double time, they doing 6 bar, 4 bar verses and going right back to the chorus. It's like quick songs. You know what I mean?
Right,
But it's all
yeah,
a
that's kind of
process. It's
crazy.
like set up like that. It's not people naturally being creative or doing what they feel or just vibing out. Like that's how they want the song to feel. It's just like
Right.
programmed that way, and you done heard so many songs in that format that now that you think that's how it's supposed to be. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, how you feel about these radio personalities? You get what I'm saying? Do you think they trying to be superstars, or do they really, cater to the artists?
It depends on which ones you're talking about, because everybody is different. Some of them might be superstars, some of them might not be, but they are trying to do the same thing. So that's why you're going to get, you know what I mean, all different type of levels of radio personalities nowadays. But it's harder for the
Right.
radio personality nowadays because the radio ratings is declining. It's like people not choosing to listen to just radio no more. So now it's a lot more independent radio, a lot more people blogging, a lot more online radio, just a lot more choices nowadays. So you can listen to more of what's in line to
Yeah,
what
what's
you
out?
like, opposed to just randomly what come on. You know what I mean? People are
Right.
requiring more on demand stuff where, you know what I mean, I could pick what I want to watch. That's why YouTube's so big. Because even if it's like, even though it's a bunch of random different videos, you could decide which one you want to watch or which one you don't. Like, you click on it and decide. So it's like on demand. It's not like a radio just
Exactly.
randomly just playing videos.
Right.
And then once they
Now,
see
what?
your style and the type of videos you like, they'll start suggesting stuff similar to what you like. And that's what these apps is doing. That's what these new programs are setting up so people could really get into what they really like opposed to just being forced to like something.
Right.
So that's what's
Yeah,
making it
that's what.
better for the industry at the same time. You know what I mean? It's going to be better for the real creators real soon because now the fans, the world is going to be able to connect to
Yeah,
what
you
they
in the
really like.
driving seat now. Yeah, you in the driver's seat. You know, so you could definitely, lay down whatever and put it out independently. So, how do you feel about the record labels? Like, you rather be in the independent space
Uh,
or a partnership?
I am independent right now, so I would rather be independent. But when I was with a
Okay.
major, I'd rather been with a major. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it depends. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you gotta fully understand the business before I could tell you the best decision to make. Because
Right.
independent, say if your goal is to reach, um, your goal might be to reach $3 million after taxes or something. That might be your goal.
Okay.
You know what I
But
mean?
then
And
you got to
maybe,
recoup it.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, I mean, maybe that might be your goal. So to do that independently, especially from the muscle, you a new artist, nobody don't know nothing
About
about
you.
one nigga in there can't even read
Right.
and write. You know what I'm saying? And another nigga in
Yeah.
there is a fucking scientist. So how they responding and judging shit and thinking about shit is
Yeah. That's
completely
that's
different. So you
crazy
can't
that you
say
said that.
everybody. So it's like you gotta just decide who you trying to impress, who you trying to reach out to, and just make sure that you do that. And everybody else, don't worry about them. You can't let them distract you. You can't focus your
Right.
attention on the person that you wasn't even trying to attract. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Like if
true.
you
Because
trying
I
to,
think.
like, to give you an example, like if you trying to
Right.
say if you trying to do if a woman is trying to do a girl power speech and everything for the women and everything women this and women should be like this and women should be like this, it's like the last thing they should really care about is the male comments. It's like who cares?
Yeah,
Like
that's
it
true.
might be males that's disagreeing with y'all, males saying y'all fucking stupid. No women should do this and all type of shit. But if you focus on those type of comments, it's gonna throw you off. Nah, you need to focus on the women that's saying thank you or bigging you up and encouraging you to keep moving and just keep moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's never gonna be 100% of the people that like nobody. It was people that criticized Michael Jackson. People that's like one of the biggest
That's real
songwriters and
talk.
singers now, R. Kelly. Niggas is talking about they banning him, not playing him no more because of something that's happening in his personal life. It's like niggas ain't fucking with Bill Cosby,
Yeah,
one of the biggest comedians
but
no more. It's like niggas is really cutting niggas off and not fucking with niggas no more. So it's like it's
yeah,
crazy.
but what does that have to do with your personal life? See, I don't understand. You get what I'm saying? Because it's an art form. You get what I'm saying? So what does one thing have to do with another? With your personal life. You know?
I think that's where like hip hop started off from such a real place, and at one point they was pushing real artists, like people that did really come from the street. They was pushing that at one point, And now people is confused and think that everybody that's in the hip hop game, everything that they talk is real. 100% of these songs and the shit that they rap about is really them in their real life. They don't look at that when they see actors. You can see them play a bunch of different parts, and you understand that that's acting, so you just accept that. But you don't think that these artists are acting at all, but they normally are. That's why they're able to jump into movies and then the TV or do reality shows so good. Because in order to play these parts as an artist that they be playing, they be having to do a form of acting. So it's easy for them to make that transition. You know what I mean? And if people understood it and looked at it like that, then they wouldn't be taking everything that these dudes do so serious.
Yeah, face value. I agree with you fully. You know, because there was a time when artists, actors would get mad at rappers going into the film industry, because they were saying that, they didn't go to class, they didn't do this and that. But now they trying to rap.
Acting, man. It's like, what if Debo can, he probably can, but I'm just saying, like, what if in real life Debo can't even fight? You know what I mean? Just a big boy. Like, he probably could beat the average nigga because of his size and his strength, but he can't really throw his hands. He can't really fight. But who cares? It's like, you don't got to go question whether he could fight or how many knockouts or fights he really had in the street just because he playing Debo in a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so the truth.
It's like people be getting judged for their art when they acting. You don't really got to decide if he was really a cop before, or if he was really a street nigga before, or if he was really this or that before. It's like you just accept them for the role they playing, but with music, it's like different.
Now, how do you feel about the female artist battle rappers? I mean, do you think female artists should actually battle male rappers? Well, how do you feel about them situations?
I feel as though it's possible because it's not a physical sport. It's a mental sport.
All right.
So I feel like anything that's mental, a girl can always battle a man, and it'll be competitive if it's like a mental challenge, if it's something that you got to do with your brain. You know what I mean? So I feel as though girls can battle rap. Now, I don't feel as though girls should necessarily go against men in all physical sports because men is just naturally stronger. Even as strong as women, the ones that's like the nicest that can rock with dudes is still got limitations compared to men. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's
it
true.
ain't gonna be that much of a battle. It's like men gonna be able to win. It's gonna take the nicest girl in the world to beat just an alright dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's
that's true.
And like maybe like something like boxing or like basketball and shit like that, where height and size and strength and speed and all that shit matter. You know what I mean? But if it's like a mental sport, like like battle rap and all that, girls definitely got the capability to sit down, write some shit. Girls definitely could talk the most shit. Nobody could pop shit or read somebody more than a female. So it's like,
if
they get on their job and go hard, I feel as though females won't be a problem. They already is, though. They already been making their mark for years and growing more every day.
And I see. And I'll tell you the truth. I think they're more strategic, when it comes to the business. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was looking, So,
Yeah, women is smart, man. And women thinking web. So for niggas to be successful in any business, they always needed a woman. Even if the woman don't get the credit, the woman was always around. So
in the background, making moves, definitely. Now let's get into this track right here. This is Cassidy and this is Hate. Let's get it. Yeah.
Niggas hate you, make cake if they ain't making it too. That's why they hating on you. Look, putting working on their job when I'm making them do. That's why they hating on you. They mad they can never reach the level that I'm taking it to. That's why they hating on you. But niggas hear ball after ball every tape that I do. That's why they hating on you. Wait, niggas hate. They be hating on you. Wait, niggas hate. They be hating on you. I hate them too. I ain't never like them, that's why I would never like them. My homie probably never come home, but I never write them. Street dimes calling my phone, but I never wipe them. I pipe them and get FaceTime, but I never Skype them. Don't ever hype him like he the man. When I have pounds on the Greyhound and keys on the Peter Pan. When I squeeze the can, I could use either hand regardless. He get left right when the heater plan. I don't see how y'all see the plan. When most men bitchin' and most bitches want be the man. I go in the strip club with at least a band and throw dough in the air like the pizza man. Niggas hate you make cake if they ain't making it too. That's why they hating on you. Look, putting work is on their job when I'm making them do. That's why they hating on you. They mad they can never reach the level that I'm taking it to. That's why they hating on you. But niggas hear ball after ball every take that I do. That's why they hating on you. Wait, niggas hate. They be hating on you. Wait, niggas hate. They be hating on you. I hate them too. I feel the vibes, feel lucky that you still alive. In between the gorilla eyes, the banana peel. You so fruity, you should know how a banana feel. And when I get the plants in, it's banana still. Men front when they in front of the camera still, acting like they stand up, bucket on the stand and swill. Real pain is the thing you should plan to feel. If the knife don't take your life, then the hammer will. You been shot but forgot how the hammer feel. When the stick make you remember it, dismemberment. Your body parts falling off, I in your shit. Any nigga hating won't benefit. Niggas hate you make cake if they ain't making it too. That's why they hating on you. Look, putting work is on their job when I'm making them do. That's why they hating on you. They mad they can never reach the level that I'm taking it to. That's why they hating on you. But niggas hear ball after ball every take that I do. That's why they hating on you. Wait, niggas hate. They be hating on you. Wait, niggas hate. They be hating on you. I hate them too. Look, the H in hate stand for honestly, and the A stand for any. I think consciously. Rappers hate cause they'll never be as hot as me. That's why I'm breaking down the word hate. Where I stop at? Alright, the T and hate stand for type, and the E stand for enemy. You understand it, right? It's no love when it's straight war. So honestly, any type enemy I got hate. Niggas hate you make cake if they ain't making it too. That's why they hating on you. Look, putting work is on their job when I'm making them do. That's why they hating on you. They mad they can never reach the level that I'm taking it to. That's why they hating on you. But niggas hear ball after ball every take that I do. That's why they hating on you. Wait, niggas hate. They be hating on you. Wait, niggas hate. They be hating on you. I hate them too.
Yeah, definitely bars right there.
Thank you, man. That's bars and beats. Produced by
You
me.
already know.
Wrote by me. I be feeling the hate, but I be blocking it out. I'm unbothered. I'm focused. Super locked in. That's why I put that record
That's what I'm
together.
talking about. Forget the haters, you know what I mean? We innovators.
Yes, sir.
Real talk. Now, coming from Philly, the land of the spitters, right? You've been in so many battles and always had bars. How do you feel about the city as far as the music?
Hello?
You can hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I had lost you for a minute. Go ahead, say that again.
No, I was saying, coming from Philly, home of the spitters, how do you feel about the music right now?
What, in Philly?
Yeah, in Philly.
It's a lot of dudes doing their thing. I mean, there's always going to be pressure applied from out of Philly, man. It's a tough place to grow up. It's a dope city, so you always going to be able to find talent there.
Real talk. Now, what's crazy, I have so many Philly artists on, from Philly, and they always say, there's a lot of hate, especially when it comes to the rap game and stuff like that, and coming out the trenches and stuff of that nature. So, in turn, I think it make you go harder. You get what I'm saying? Make your bars harder and sharpen your darts. Do you agree or disagree?
Not necessarily, because it's like hoods everywhere, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, pretty much, you could be from a lot of different places and be from the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Be from the mud, like go through it. So, you know what I mean? I don't think that really determines it all. I mean, it gives you something to talk about. It forces you to be in conditions that other people not in that's not going through that. So it gives you a story to tell. But it won't necessarily make you better or doper. But sometimes the temperature set in the neighborhood that you grew up in determine how hard you go. Like if you grew up around a bunch of people that wasn't lyrical, then what will make you go lyrical unless you got put on as somebody that was lyrical from out of town and you was like a dude that searched and became a fan of dudes that was going in, and that's how you developed the hunger to want to go in. But if you just listen to the dudes that's doing it from around where you at, you might not be inspired to want to be lyrical, you know what I'm saying? Nice. So I guess the city that you grew up in and the competition that's around you, and then what the fan base that's around you is demanding to determine, I guess, the lanes that you try to follow.
Right, I agree with you. Now, this is the question of the night. Now, if it was a whack artist, right, but he had that bag for you, would you A, get on the track with him, or B, decline?
I done got on the track with whack artists before, or who some people might consider to be whack. You know what I mean? Whack is all the opinion. So, sure, a lot of people might consider a lot of the artists that I work with to be whack. But, you know what I mean? If we was able to arrange it somehow, some way, if they had the right bag or they had the right relationship, they were signed to the right person or they reached out the right way, it might just been a good day. You know what I mean? Maybe we might have got a chance to work. But when I put in work, I want to make people better. You know what I mean? That's why I want to work with all of these artists, whether you feel as though they hot,
I respect that.
lyrical or not. I know if I get in there with them, I can make everybody better. Because I done already worked with some of the best ever. Been in the studio with them, and I seen how they learned from me, how I was able to ghostwrite for some of the people that I looked up to before I even thought about rapping. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know the impact that I can make. So if I got a chance to work with them, I know they can learn so much from me, and then I can learn from them at the same time. So I'm willing to work with anybody, and I know if they got a certain fan base, not just somebody that only got one fan and playing around with it, but if you got a certain fan base and a certain amount of people like you and you're going in the right direction, then I'm willing to work.
Right. Now, I always hear artists complain about they do a song with somebody, but they don't push that song. How do you feel about them situations? You know, should an artist, like, say, for instance, somebody was coming to you, should they talk about the business first, or do they think that's going to happen naturally? How do you feel about them situations?
Now, you got to understand the business, you got to know the business, and you got to negotiate it on all levels. So if you don't pay an artist to promote a song, you just pay an artist to be featured on your song. It's up to him. It's his decision on whether he want to promote it or not. Now you got to spend extra bags for the artist to promote. That's how the game go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you paid them to promote and they not doing it, then you got a problem. It's a legal issue. But if you didn't negotiate that and they not required to do that, then you can't just expect the artist to do something, especially if you ain't asked for it. And they got priorities. They got shit that they need to promote and shit that they need to do. And it might be more beneficial for them to promote something else than promote your song because that's your song. You know what I mean? So you got to just make sure that it's edged in stone or have other bags aside prepared. Like, you know what I mean? I got this bag for the feature, and I got this bag for the video, and I got this bag, you know what I'm saying? Ask the artist to promote on the social media. You know what I mean? And until you get the type of relationships with dudes to do that on the shrimp, then sometimes you got to do business and present the right type of situations for these artists to promote you and hype you up. The one thing you got to learn if you think the streets is crazy, so is this industry, man. These dudes don't all want to see everybody win. I mean, these dudes be worrying about their own family and their own bag and trying to maintain and stay relevant. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact.
They might wanna have relationships, but it's only when it's beneficial to them. Like if another person is lit or bringing something to the table, then they want to keep that relationship because it's better for their bag. But if you ain't
Right.
doing nothing and you ain't wavy, then you can't expect them to promote you. Now, if you was the waviest thing in the world and you was the #1 artist, you wouldn't even have to ask nobody to promote. Everybody would be just trying to
Yeah,
promote
that's
every
real.
little picture they took with you. Anytime they came in contact with you, any little thing that they got with you, they want to show that they got a relationship now because you super lit. So you don't got to worry
Right.
about asking somebody to promote, but you got to work yourself up to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to require for you to do the right type of business. But in order to do the right type of business, you got to understand the business.
Right. I agree with you. Now, when it comes to the battle, I want to ask about this battle. You and Disaster. Now, you went to their backgrounds. You get what I'm saying? And I respect that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we went to
because,
college
you know,
to do that.
Right. Now, I know that battle consisted of 2 battles because I think the first battle, something happened. It was like a little technicality. Could you talk about that? And then you had a second battle.
Nah, it was a lot of tension in the building. I don't know why they shut it down the first night. I was ready to go. I was aggravated that they shut it down the first night. But
Right.
the powers that be shut it down. I actually went on social media right afterwards and let everybody know that I ain't want it shut down and I was ready to battle that same night. We were supposed to try to set it up at a different area
Yeah, that
that
was a
same
tight
night, but
battle,
it didn't go
too.
down. So we had to set it up the next day just to make it happen because a lot of people wanted to see it, paid their money for it. So we had to bring it to them. So we did it the next day in a different location and made it happen.
Right. All right, let's get into this track right here, Cassidy, Navigation. Let's get it.
Yeah. The heart. Yo, to navigate through life, you need to read the directions. To start a legal hustle, you need illegal connections. If you ball, you would hate to get a charge. But I'll be all on the block like I lead the league in rejection. We collect and get the keys, and Alicia Keys' complexion. If you making a mistake to achieve, you need the correction. If you getting chicken, you need to feed your protection. Niggas snitching, they sit with the D's and leave a confession. I never graduated, but stays with high grade. Cause smoking on the wrong type of weed be leaving me stressing. The dope that I smoke green, but yo, if you a dope fiend, the fentanyl will cost you some green, you need an injection. I be cheapin', so I'm leaving, there's no weed in the session. Off a pound of OG, almost OD'd in the session. I pray for what I needed and start receiving the blessings. To feed my seeds, will I succeed, ain't even a question. Class in session, I feel a need to teach them a lesson. When cast in session, I feel a need to speak with aggression. When folks start to get more woke, they sleep lesson. I be resting next to something to squeeze, sleep with a Wesson. These streets is depressing, especially if you're chicken down, you broken, all you can do is hope that shit is switch around. Shit is switching now, it's different now in this damn world. Men acting feminine, boys acting like damn girls. It began a one man's world and became a man's world. Now it's a gay man's world. They got a plan. World War III happening now if you understand world dominance. I promise this all written in honestness. They take over and conquer shit, they take over your consciousness. Since the common man ain't got common sense, they try and convince us about the ball Columbus. It makes no kind of sense. How Chris discovered America on an island trip. That kind of shit is aggravating. Them crackers ain't even have navigation. Back then they just had the compass shit. And what kind of ships brought us to this continent? The kind of ships they stole from the Africans who designed this shit. I got a lot of accomplishments, so I'm convinced nobody could fuck with me or fuck with my confidence. You supposed to hear criticism, you hear compliments. This much lyricism has a consequence. I've been a problem since back in the 90s, rapping grimy, so the cats that front actually behind me, and that got them tense. I gotta vent and let some anger out. I'll pull a banger out and start to bang it out, empty the chamber out. You ever ran inside a stranger house, about to kill someone and then put a familiar gun inside a stranger mouth? I came from the hood, I'm good, I can't complain about nothing. I'ma keep on hustling and putting bangers out. Bars, mouth.
Yo, Cass, you can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. That was tight right there.
Navigation,
now, Cass,
bars, and beats.
Now, Cass, them drums was crazy.
And
you
that's
produced that right there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, them drums
And
was
that's why I'm
crazy.
back to try to help people understand the science too. Like in that song, for long periods of time, and I'm saying I'm rhyming 7 syllables, but making it sound similar to the dudes that might be rhyming 2, 3, 1. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like I'm just talking regular like that. But the structure, the wordplay, and the setup is a lot different, and that's what I want to bring to the table so people could study that and see the difference.
Right. Now, growing up, who did you respect as far as, the rap game? You know what I mean? As far as lyrical or anything in nature?
So many people. I actually just wrote a song that I'm enlightening people on. A lot of the stuff that raised me and that I grew up on. But I looked up to a lot of different people for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Cool G Rap.
Okay.
Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Lord Finesse, Public Enemy, KRS-One, LL, Run DMC. Like I like all of them groups for different reasons at different times. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you know what I'm saying? Wild people from Harlem World, Mace, Cam, Big L, Gruff, all of them dudes out there that was getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Then the Locks, all of the people that was down with Rough Riders from DMX to then Jay-Z, this whole camp over there. Like, I mean, different times, different periods. I've been around for a minute, so like at different times in my life, different people played a different effect on me. You know what I mean?
Right. Definitely. Well, Cass, we appreciate you on the show. You know what I mean? Any closing words?
Yeah, everybody go to CassidyTheHustler.com. www.Cassidy, that's DAHUSTLA. And I mean, to get all of the new gear and merchandise and to know what I'm doing lately. Everybody follow me on social media and go on whatever platform you got and check out my latest music. Keep supporting. I got a lot coming real soon. Bars is back.
Yes, sir.
And that's it.
Yo, and one more thing, man. Could I get a drop for Shut 'Em Down Radio?
Yes, sir. Yeah. This Cassidy. Right now, you listening to Shut 'Em Down Radio. You want to know why? Because they shut shit down. So show them the respect they deserve. And you heard it out the hustler mouth. Easy.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Thanks for calling up, Cass. We're going to go out with this track, Selfish, man. Yeah, what's up, fam?
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate the love. Thanks
Anytime.
Thanks for playing the music, man. Until the next time. Easy.
Easy, one. Yeah, we just rocked out with Cassidy. Go get that music. Follow the movement. Bars is back. Let's get into this track, Cassidy Selfish. Yeah.
Any guy could die in the hood, that's a street fact. Learn how to fight, turn your knife and stay strapped.